Awesome information, Dr. Moreno. I wanted to ask you, you started with cortisol, but then you moved to insulin and estrogen.
Yep.
What is something that we can do to keep, because it seems like a repetitive topic, that cortisol is one of the drivers for stress and many other health challenges, but also estrogen and insulin. What is something that we can do to keep naturally to keep cortisol down or insulin down or estrogen down?
Yeah, I think cortisol, one of the things that you have to work on the most is controlling stress. Sometimes we take on more than what we think we can, and we have to learn to say no. Ideally, there's 24 hours, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and 8 hours of play. There's no balance in our lives these days. You look at the gazelles and the zebras, they only get stressed out when they're getting chased by the tiger. As soon as if you see the Animal Channel, as soon as the tiger goes away, they go back to eating and drinking water and just hanging out, and they don't stay running around like maniacs. Problem is that we don't know how to shut it off, and we just keep going. And now with social media and the phones and the emails and the negative advertising, TV, we're just constantly getting bombarded with things that do subconsciously stress us out, even though we think we're not. And I think the biggest problem that people are having too is they're not sleeping well. Most people are having very poor hygiene. They're sleeping with devices in their rooms, not completely dark. They're exposed to the devices before bed, like a blue light from your phones and stuff. Those kind of things do affect sleep. And if you don't sleep well, your cortisol goes up. I see a lot of high cortisols in the morning.
So,
And
so
so, yeah, I think the main player right now with cortisol is just the stress from work, family, you know, uncertainty, with the kids not knowing what's going to happen with school, things with work. I see it every day as far as patients that don't know if their work is going to be, you know, if they're going to have cut hours. So it's just a lot of things, that subconsciously you don't think it is, but it's like you're getting chased by something. You don't have your at ease. So you have to learn that when that happens, you want to bring in. There's devices called. There's a brain called the Aura, and it checks for heart rate variability. The problem is that our heart rates sometimes stay high. They don't. They stay within the same rates. Like when the OBGYN, when they're like checking the baby's heart rate and they notice that the heart rate is sustainably not changing, that there's no variability, they know that baby needs to come out. So, but we don't realize it, but we're shallow breathing. We're having heart rates that are like instead of having like variability in the heart rates. So heart rate variability is huge, and there's ways to bring that in. One of the ways is like box breathing, deep breathing. You know, not shallow breathing. That actually causes improvement in heart rate variability. It does bring down cortisol. Breathing deep, rhythmically, low pace with your stomach, not with your chest. So, and just learn how to laugh. Laughter brings down cortisol. People don't laugh, they don't have fun. Everything is like, politically correct. Somebody said this, somebody said that. No, nobody, so in a way, it has a lot to do with that.
So
Yeah.
just to do a quick recap, big takeaways is to avoid stressful situations as much as possible. Learn to say no more often. Protect your sleep. Have a good night of sleep.
Hmm.
Um, you said learn to laugh more, and
Yeah.
also breathing, controlling your breathing
And heart rate variability. There's a
and
lot of
heart
times
rate.
heart rate has to change from slow to fast to medium. It can't stay at the same rate. You got to have heart rate variability. That's how obstetrics know that a baby's not doing well, and that's why we're getting heart attacks, strokes, because our heart rates are just constantly at the same rate. And there's a lot of studies behind that.